accepting her call. There must be something, or she must be joining. Let's just wait, Keda, for a
Oh,
second.
okay.
We can start reading, and once she comes, we can,
Sure.
You can
One
start, yeah.
record.
Sure, yeah. Thanks.
Okay, we are live now.
Okay. From the base of the rear brain, right over the top of the brain and across to the front is a channel through which rush all the incoming impulses received through the five senses.
From the base of the rear brain
Right over the top of the brain
and
and across to the front is a channel through which rush all the incoming impulses received through the five senses. These impulses are not in any particular language, but are universally coded, as are also all the memory patterns in the both sections 3A and 3B. At this stage of our evolution, only the topsoil of the midbrain up to 2 mm deep is active, what is normally called the cortex. On both sides of this channel, denoted by small parallel dashes, you will notice tiny dots between the dashes.
Can you check the diagram, Ketu?
Sure.
This is talking of 3A, 3B.
No, I think this is a general diagram. Here he is referred to sections 3 and 3B.
3B, okay. Yeah, this is the general diagram.
Yeah, so let's come 162. Let's take 2. Yeah.
Yes. So again, can you read that part, the dotted part? That is this dotted line in between.
This one?
Which one is he talking about?
He says on both sides of this channel, denoted by small parallel dashes, you will notice tiny dots between the dashes. There are also all the memory patterns in the both sections 3A and 3B. At this stage of evolution, only the topsoil of the midbrain up to 2 mm deep is active, what is normally called the cortex.
Yeah, so it is this topsoil, I think. Anyway, let's read it. Let's read it. I think you've got the wrong diagram, huh, Ketu? Now diagram 1. Yes, diagram 1. Yes. So this is the topsoil. Can you see?
Are you trying to show something, Rajan bhai?
Yeah.
Are
So
you
this is
trying
the
to draw
topsoil
something?
which he's talking about.
Are you trying to draw something?
Yeah.
Um,
Point. I don't know
we
why
will
it's not
keep
giving.
it. Can you click on that green pencil on the bottom left?
Yeah, I clicked on the green only.
Oh. And maybe take the either the
I
stamp
got
or
it.
the
I got
spotlight.
it. Got it. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes. Now we can see.
this is the topsoil. This
Okay.
is the topsoil. Right? Okay. Can you read that part again? Yeah.
Yeah. At this stage of our evolution, only the topsoil of the midbrain up to 2 mm deep is active, what is normally called the cortex. On both sides of this channel, denoted by small parallel dashes, you
Right.
will notice tiny dots between the dashes.
1 second. It's tiny dots between. Can you put both side by side, Ketu? Then otherwise,
Okay. Yes, that's just give me 1 second.
See, he has written this differently at different places. That is the problem.
The chart we will get exactly below the paragraph. So we can read and we can see.
Will the font become smaller? Just put it side by side.
Yeah, just 1 second, just doing that.
Okay. Right. Can we read it again from the base of the rear brain?
Yeah, from the base of the rear brain,
Right.
right
The rear
over
brain
the
over
top
here.
of the brain,
Right.
and across to the front is a
Right.
channel through
This is the
which
channel.
rush all the incoming impulses received through the five senses.
Right.
These impulses are not in any particular language, but are universally coded,
Right.
as are also all the memory patterns in the both sections 3A and 3B.
Hmm.
At this stage of evolution, only the topsoil of the midbrain, up to 2 mm deep, is active,
Right.
what is normally called the cortex.
Cortex. Okay. Right.
On both sides of this channel, denoted by small parallel dashes, you will notice tiny dots between the dashes.
Right. So it is from this side here there are tiny dots,
Open sheet of
and
top
these
view.
tiny dots. Right. Huh.
There are thousands
So
upon
Rajan, we're here,
thousands.
right? Here, will the tiny dots be here?
Yeah.
Top view now. Because
Yeah, but this is the tiny dots, or are these the tiny dots? On both.
The
These
tiny dots are appearing at the bottom of the head in the below diagram above the 5 and between O. Sorry, 4 and O. There are tiny dots appearing, if you can see there.
Okay, let's go
There are
ahead.
tiny dots there.
Right.
Oh, this is Pingla. That tiny dot that
No, no.
that you see.
Then up when below the brain area where the
Yeah,
O
yeah.
is printed, and there are tiny dots. If you can see, there are tiny dots.
Here.
Yeah, there are dots.
Mine is not seen. Mine.
in top view much there, sir.
You can only see it in this view.
Top view, not see
This
side
view.
view.
You cannot see it in the side view.
Side view niche है, top view ऊपर.
This is the cortex. Mhm.
Would it be these green places? Could these be the dots?
I think it must be the two arcs that are there, the dots.
There are two dots
Um,
here and there are 4 dots here. Let's read ahead. Let's read ahead.
Okay, okay. There are thousands upon thousands of these dots, each depicting a door or wall.
Okay, I got the dots. These, Ketav,
Which ones?
these tiny dots. This wall over here. Can you see this arc?
Yes, that's what I was saying. These are the two arcs that he's
Arc,
talking
yes,
of.
the 2 arcs.
With 9 and 8 को जो touch हो रहा
How
है
come
मेरे
mine is
पास.
not being seen, Ketav?
We can't
Not,
see yours, sir.
not sure. What are you clicking in that green pencil? Oh, now we can see your arrow.
See, these are the tiny dots,
Hmm.
right?
I think these are the one, isn't it, sir?
Yeah, but those are the
Yeah,
ones.
those are the ones.
Those are the ones. Those are
These
the
are the tiny dots.
Yes, those are
And
the
they are the, he's saying they are the Each dot depicts a door or a wall.
Okay.
Shall I
Uh,
continue, sir?
Hmm.
In a person least developed, as in diagram 1, each such door or valve opens and closes without any control.
Yeah.
When open, they release into this channel a series of pictures, not just one single picture. Normally, the incoming coded impulses, as per their coded messages, automatically open such walls or doors of related or identical memory patterns, coupled with these memory patterns released, and together they reach the forebrain.
Yeah. So what really reaches the forebrain are the pictures.
Yeah.
What reaches the forebrain is the pictures. I don't know why. Right. So the forebrain is where is written IESM.
yeah.
Somebody is on mute.
This one. Okay. Yeah. Now they muted.
Here, as per reaction or
Sorry.
as per
Sorry. One quick question. Here, when he's saying that when they open, they release into this channel a series of pictures, not just one single picture. So, what can we understand by this? So, can we say that for every incoming impulse that is going, there is multiple identical memory patterns that go and meet it from the same valve?
Let's read further. Let's read further because again in his personal notes he has said this in a very different way. So
Okay.
just let's read further. We'll try to make some sense out of it. Yeah.
normally the incoming coded impulses, as per their coded messages, automatically open such walls or doors of related or identical memory patterns, coupled with these memory patterns released, and together they reach the forebrain.
Hmm.
Here, as per reaction or as per use of the pause habit, the four centers within section 1 marked IESM with the intellectual, emotional, sex, and movement centers suck up these impulses with their coded messages along with the identical memory patterns that have come along, adding the coloring of past experience. That is, the influence of situations from the past, whatever the experience, whether pleasant or painful, is added and is responsible for our reactions to these impulses received in the ratio prevalent, whether 2482 or 5221 for IESM respectively, or somewhere between or somewhere in between.
Hmm. Hmm.
This section 1, together with sections 3A and 3B, form the human movie camera situated in the brain in full color and extremely sophisticated.
Hmm.
There are two such computers, one in section 1, the registration area, and another, usually in the memory pool section 3A, though it can be section 3B, working in tandem.
Hmm. He has not mentioned thought form or anything over here. He has straight said that the incoming impulses come there and get decoded according to pleasant or painful. So he has not mentioned anything over here. but we'll have to, because he has written the same thing in so many places. We'll go back that old this thing that the incoming impulse meets identical memory pattern in the manas, forms a thought form and goes to IESM area. We'll take that. This thing.
And does an incoming impulse meet multiple memory patterns or just one identical memory pattern?
Just now we'll take it as one memory pattern.
Okay.
Rajan bhai, he has mentioned a series of pictures. That could be that 120 thought forms, no?
Yeah, that could be the 120 thought form. But he has not, this has not come out very clear of what he's
Yeah.
talking about.
The front brain is an independent computer like the rear brain, though they do work together, while the midbrain is the master computer, which coordinates all the computers and makes its own decision whether to feel or to act or simply to refile or suppress without any sort of expression.
Let's see.
This suppression can be dictated by diplomacy, cowardice, or respect. And our final decision, a thought form, is a coded impulse conveyed from a point, ajna, or the magnetic point, a little behind and between the eyes, marked in diagram 1 as number 7.
Now,
These four centers
well, go ahead.
These four centers in the front brain work ceaselessly like a computer. Refer to the intensity charts, which show how the front brain works non-stop. Normally, in an average person functioning as in diagram 1, the 4 points in section 1 of the brain absorb or suck up the incoming impulses along with identical memory patterns in the ratio 2:4:8:2, clearly showing that the incoming impulses are dominated by lower emotions and sex. Equally, the coded thought forms which are thrown out from point number 7 are also as crude.
We'll just take this because we'll have to rewrite this whole thing. No? What is exactly happening? Right. We'll just take it just now, yeah. Because point 7 is, of course, the thought out of 120 thoughts, the 16 thoughts are verbalized, the 114 go out automatically as what do you call thought form.
What makes us presume that the emotions are lower and thoughts are more tinged with sex? We have noted earlier that the majority of prana in the primary body reaches Muladhara, while 10% of it reaches Swadhisthana and creates there the third grade of energy of consciousness. There, 1 to 2, you will note crude mental and emotional energy, crude sex, and neutral will. It is also true that this same process can start from the memory pool itself, that is, from within also, without the external incoming impulses with their coded messages.
We don't have an outside object, but something, we remember something from inside. Right.
Sections 3A and 3B can send their series of coded memory patterns to the front brain and the computer is kept working.
Hmm.
This happens when a person is mentally idle. When this happens, we say a person is brooding or settling back accounts continuously, that is, living in the past. This is a sort of daydreaming or actually dreaming, as in sleep.
Hmm. Yeah.
And this would be the state that most of us live in, right? That we're not aware of what is coming in from outside, but just regurgitating what is there inside.
Yeah, whenever we are not interacting with life.
Yeah.
Hmm. Right. Okay.
Why does this happen? We have stated above that some decisions which were not expressed are filed back in the memory pool or suppressed, and they now seek expression.
Hmm.
Hmm.
These series keep repeating depending on how intense they were and to what point in section 1 they belonged, whether to IESM, and so are accordingly colored and repeated.
Hmm.
Much energy, emotional and sexual, is wasted thus. This causes greater fatigue than physical work and leads to stress, tension, and prostration. If this
So
state,
you lose more energy in daydreaming than in what do you call doing real physical work. Huh?
Hmm.
Hmm.
if this state of mental and emotional brooding is predominant in a person, the individual needs the help of a doctor because such energy consumption would drain off certain organs and tissues in the body and brain.
Right.
Later, a psychiatrist is needed for it would lead to morbid maladies and diseases.
Right.
I have one more question here. So, uh, previously, he's saying that um, these the middle brain, it will decide whether it wants to feel, right, which is just be sensitive, or to act, or simply to refile or suppress without any sort of expression.
Yeah.
And now here, what he's saying is that
Go back to that where you underlined. 1 second.
yeah,
Yeah. So just wait. The front brain is an independent computer like the rear brain, though they do work together, while the midbrain is the master computer, which coordinates all the computers and makes its own decision, whether to feel or act or simply to refile or suppress without any sort of expression. Yeah, go. Now what do you ask?
yeah. Here, what he's saying is he is explaining the reason behind daydreaming or brooding. And he's saying we've stated that some decisions which were not expressed are filed back in the memory pool or suppressed, and they now seek expression.
Yeah, so in my office, if my boss has got angry on me, I can't say anything to him. So I suppress it at that time. Then I'm alone in my own office and I'm daydreaming and I'm giving it back to the boss. They're
Yeah,
seeking expression.
yeah,
You get it?
yeah.
Yeah.
So are these suppressed things the only things that are coming out? Or let's say, even if you would have expressed something in anger to someone, will that also be refiled and come
No, no,
out?
go back to that statement. Let's go back to that statement.
It seems that he's talking about three process: suppression, expression, and the filing of the reaction.
Yeah. The filing without doing anything.
That is
Yes.
suppression.
No.
Uh,
Suppression or just to simply to refile.
Refile.
Oh.
Like to put paper
Hmm.
and
It will simply refile or suppress, right?
Hmm.
So I pass you on the road, I just simply refile it. Then
Hmm.
again, I'm sitting, "Arey, I had to tell you this, I forgot to tell you this."
Hmm.
You see, it has not been suppressed.
Hmm.
the file is not at hand.
Just
Okay.
refiled.
I think only when it is without any sort of outer expression, that only gets uh, refiled.
Yeah, where there is the emotional quotient is more involved, right? Then the what do you call it gets suppressed.
Like Ketan said, if I have thrown my anger, then it is a form of expression.
Right.
Then I have given it out. Then I
Yeah,
am not suppressing it. I will
there's
not refile it.
no. If I suppress it, it gets goes into suppression. But if I just take note of and I remember it again, it is from refile. What I've refiled. There's
If
no.
I have a if I have a conscious expression, chances are it will not get refiled, right?
There will be some memory filing done, even of a conscious expression.
But it will not come out in brooding then.
Yeah.
Sir, if I may put my little thought on this thing,
Right.
because what it is coming is the signals which are coming to Taluk and going back to 3A and 3B to the past and this life memory. It is getting sifted, getting computed with that, and whatever be the information out of that, what information has come in, is getting passed on to the front brain, and the front brain, because of the P1, A2, and M3. Only P1 is developed, which is the upper surface, which is of the physical brain, which is there. And because of the P1 only developed at this particular point, the ratio is 2 is to 8 is to 4, no, 2, 4, 8, 1, or what is the ratio? So it is coming to
2482.
that ratio. Yeah. So it is coming to that ratio. Now, every individual will have a little difference in this ratio, which is there. Though only P1 is working. Someone will have more emotions, someone will have more of sex into it, someone will have more of buddhi part of coming into it. So depending on that, are they going to brooding or he'll get into a retrospecting or something like that. So this particular pattern right now, to my understanding, what it comes is because of P1, because it is the physical brain here working. When you get into the second step and the third step, that is where your A2 starts getting activated. When A2 starts getting activated, then your ratio starts changing.
Right. So that is because of the pause.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because
So here to my mind to just focus on ki whether it's brooding or thing, I think that can be left off because ultimately what type of information he has of the previous birth and this birth, plus the ratio what he already has. So based on that, that is where temperament starts coming in. So to change this temperament, my understanding is that we go to start working on changing the ratio which is there. And that is where it comes out. If you start changing the ratio, then automatically you're working on your A2, that is your astral brain, which is there, you're activating that. If that gets activated, the ratio changes. And when that ratio changes, automatically the emotions go down. The buddhi thing comes up, the intelligence comes up into that, and the thing changes. So this was my little understanding. I thought just put my word here. So
no, that's very beautiful. What you said is very perfect. Uh, the ratio will only change when the pause comes in.
quite right, sir. And the pause will come in only if we continue to work on to get this A2 activated. And if we work on A2 activation, and A2 activation is this exactly that you gradually work on the signals which are coming that doesn't go to B3, 3B and 3A, and they start bypassing. But if it bypasses, then A2 is active and you're going to M3. But A2 activation is through meditation. My understanding is meditation and all. That's the time when you actually sit in meditation, you actually surmount your buddhi coming up. And that buddhi which is coming up, the intelligence which starts getting predominant, that is what brings in the change out here. And that change guides the flow of the pattern which is coming in. And that change which comes in, it actually starts going from, instead of P1, A2 starts getting activated. The moment A2 gets activated, then probably the sidelining of the one going to 3 and 3B starts. So the signals may not go to 3A, 3B. They may come from here to 9, 8, and 7. That is the pattern which comes in as part of 3C. That is once your A2 is totally activated and you're getting close to M3. Am I right, sir?
No, you're right, but we'll have to explain this in simple language,
Sir,
Right?
sir.
So, right. So what I'm trying to say is, we'll just take this again like last time I said. S we will take as obstinacy, E we will take as reaction, and I we will take as understanding. Now, the minute I understand that I don't want to react in 2, 4, 8, because that is the 4 and 8 is E and S, right? So I pause over there. The minute I pause, I'm creating a gap between P1 and A2. Otherwise, A2 is identified with P1. You understand what I'm trying to say?
P1, A2 and M3
Huh.
they are the
Brains.
main super micro recording this transmitting monitors.
Acha.
They are indicated as a 3 monitors in the physical brain.
Mhm. So what I'm trying to say is, where the astral, if the minute the pause is there, the astral will not follow the what you call cellular. And there will be a change of E and S and I. That is, understanding will increase, the pause will come, E will slow down, S will slow down, and of course our behavior, which is M, will change completely. Let's just read this just now. We'll go through this again. These are the micro recording monitors. Transmitting monitors.
Seed atoms.
See, P1, A2, and M3, these are the 3 seed atoms, one for physical, one for astral, and one for mental. They are not the brains. They're not the brains.
The microcomputer.
They're recording, ne?
Recording is there in the Mahaka. And this is the transmitting monitor.
Right.
Super micro transmitting.
Okay, we don't want to go into that.
He was very heavy words.
One more point is here that they are talking about, that the series keep repeating depending upon how intense they were and to what point in section 1 they belong. So while filing, as I understand, they take the I, E, S or M along with the intensity. Am I right?
M is the intensity.
M itself is intensity.
M is the intensity.
Okay.
IES is the 3 forces, Tamas, Rajas, and Sattva.
Okay. So each memory.
M is the action which comes out of it.
Right. So each memory pattern takes I, E, or S along with the M as an intensity.
Right.
Okay.
This is midbrain. He's saying physical brain, astral brain, and mental. Seed atoms. Right. Okay. Let's just read further. We'll go back to this.
Ketu, you have to, it's the last paragraph, alternatively. Abhi or niche, yeah. Alternately, if the memory patterns or pictures are nice or spiritual, and if such imaging is indulged in because of memory patterns, impulses coming from section 3A, one can and does suffer from hallucinations.
These are what you call so-called spiritual experiences, which he's talking about.
It so happens that such cases are pleasant, for example, like hope of darshan, in contrast to the former cases being sad, wild, or vicious. Nonetheless, both being hallucinations are symptoms of mental sickness.
Hmm.
All such people live in the past or in the future, in hope or in despair, and are only daydreaming.
Right. He's talking about all spiritual experiences that people feel they have attained something, but actually it is just a hallucination. It is another type of daydream only. Only. Hmm.
In both cases, the person sees as real whatever he or she broods on or keep imagining.
Right.
It is fortunate that all the walls or doors on the other side of the channel, those adjoining memory sections 3B deep, which contains all the memory patterns of all the previous lives, mercifully remained shut in a normal person. But in some few cases, it may happen that one or more walls or doors on the side of section 3B may open, of course, without any conscious control, and so spill their memory patterns as a series of pictures into the flow of the incoming impulses.
Mm.
What happens then
Mm.
is the split or multiple personality syndrome, depending on how ancient an age gone by is the series of memory patterns flooding the mid channel.
Yeah, so there'll be two personalities. One of the memory patterns which have opened with a wrong valve, and one of the normal life. And that will be a kind of split personality over there.
One more question. The intensity that is there in the reaction, that comes from the identical memory patterns, correct?
The what?
The intensity in a certain reaction or the intensity of dislike.
Right.
So, are those the memory patterns from 3A or from 3B? Those which have that intensity of dislike.
No, that is the coded memory pattern, no?
But from 3A or 3B?
Nick, both are coming together. Both are coming together. What
Okay.
will come to meet the incoming impulse
Hmm.
will be a memory pattern, which I think, which because now all this has made even confused me a lot, apart from what all, he taught us, because when he taught us, it was very clear,
Hmm.
right? But the reading this, I think I'll have to sit down with this and rewrite the whole thing. But what I'm what I'm saying is that the memory pattern which comes to meet this thing it is a combination of 3A and 3B.
Or resultant pattern and resultant intensity from A and B. Is it possible?
Yeah, so it is a pattern plus intensity.
From 3B, resultant intensity comes, and from 3A, resultant pattern comes.
We can take it in that way that the pattern comes from 3A and the intensity comes from 3B.
Well, I got confused because here he was saying that it is fortunate that all the valves of section 3B mercifully remain
Yeah.
shut in a normal person.
Yeah, so we don't see our past lives, no?
But okay, so we just get the intensity from 3B, but we don't see the events.
We don't see the event.
Hmm.
Experience.
The
Okay.
event which I see is from 3A.
Okay, but the intensity is both from 3A and 3B.
I think when we finish this week Saturday, because I missed Saturday yesterday, because again in Yoga Sutra I'm talking about memory only.
Hmm.
So I'll then sit down with this. I'll sit down with his old notes also,
Okay.
and I'll try to make one sequence of this.
Okay. Thank you. That'll be very helpful.
Yeah.
If I, you
Yeah,
just
please.
mentioned a little while back that when it is through 3A, that is memory of this pattern, then all your intensity pattern is already formed. He has an intensity pattern based on whatever is there, part of 3A he has, and he's got a physical brain. And the person who's having the 3B opened up, he becomes a little split personality because that is what he says. Because once he gets from the past life, that is where he has the confusion. So the intensity level might change, the intensity ratio might change for that particular individual. So, but otherwise, the pattern is through 3A, whatever is coming. So all the memory patterns are getting formed with whatever information is there. And the ratio is more or less a fixed thing in a person, depending on A, B, and C, what ratio he has. So that is how, in case, that is the reason he either lives in past or in future. That's the ratio what he's got. And once he starts living in the present, the ratio has to change. Am I right, sir, on this?
No, you're right. But supposing I get angry upon someone, where is the intensity of the anger coming from? From 3A is coming, I dislike this person, right? But that dislike is connecting with all the dislike present in 3B. So
May
how
not be,
much?
sir,
Huh?
because what is coming through 3A is this life thing. Suppose person A I met in this life, I don't like him, and that hate comes into me. It is because that feeling of that interpersonal thing is coming. It goes to 3A. 3A has got a pattern, says, oh, this person is abhorrible. No, I don't like that. And once it goes down to the pattern, there are certain emotions, the intensity already there. So in that case, the emotional ratio which is there, that is 2 is to 4 is to 8 and 1. So that 4 ratio of emotion is what is pronounced. And that's the reason I start abhorring that guy. Will that be right, sir?
I'm not very sure on the intensity part of it.
Sir. Okay.
You see, you may have created a small mistake, right? Now, if it is only 3A, then I would just get ordinarily angry on you. But I get so angry on you as if you have done that intensity is connected to it, what do you call, experiential memory.
Okay. Yeah. That makes.
You understand? So
Yeah.
the resultant intensity is coming from 3A and 3B both. So
Okay.
supposing I have a dislike for you. So I'll say, please don't come to my home. It's okay. Right? Now, but supposing that dislike connects to animal intensity, which is around the Manipur chakra. So we are saying it connects to 3B.
Okay.
Then on a small thing, I'll say, and this happens all the time. Because after I reach home, it was not worth getting angry upon.
Yeah. That's true.
You,
Quite
you,
right, sir. That makes sense there. Absolutely. Yeah.
you see, so when it connects to animal intensity, right, then suddenly there is a surge of negative emotion. Or I
Yeah.
may suppress it and it keeps on coming back to my mind. I'm sitting and again it keeps on coming back to my mind with tremendous intensity. I clench my teeth and I may even clench my fists also. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
where is that intensity coming from? Where is that intensity?
So it is 3A and 3B, the patterns which are there.
Yeah, I'm
So,
trying to make sense of this, but I'm not yet very clear here about.
okay. Yeah.
Right.
But Rajan Bhai,
Hmm.
but in this life, if I keep correcting my IASM through my pause and my conscious effort, then even the intensity which is lying in 3B can be over a period reduced, right?
There will be a new habit of pause form.
Right.
So it will go into 3B, no?
It will go into the 3B. Correct.
All the habits will go into 3B.
Correct. Yes. Got
See,
it.
we'll bring a little bit of Gurdjieff over here.
Mm.
There are habits of personality and there are habits of essence.
Mm.
So as long as the habit is in personality, is 3A.
Mm.
But if the
Correct.
habit goes into the essence, it is 3B. So now I've practiced pausing. Initially, I have to remind myself to pause. So it is 3A. But I come to a stage where I pause automatically, which is a conscious habit. It is not a
Mm.
habit, which is the pause has gone from the personality to the essence. You get what I'm saying?
It's gone down into 3B
So,
then.
I mean, let's keep it simple that 3A is the personality and 3B is
Correct.
right?
Got it.
Okay, let's finish this thing. So
The spilled memory patterns could be thousands of years old or more when dress, customs, language,
So
etc.
one thing we should understand in Major General that what can come from 3B normally is intensity.
Intensity, yeah.
But the pictures will not come. Pictures will come from 3A.
Yeah,
Now,
actually, you're right. Yeah.
but if the pictures by somehow the valve is not working, functioning properly, the valve is not functioning properly, then pictures will start coming from 3 B,
B.
and that will upset our whole normal life. Now,
Yeah.
if those pictures are spiritual pictures, I'll think I'm a big yogi or something. But he's saying they are nothing but hallucination, those pictures.
Yeah.
And if those pictures are of a morbid type of pictures, then it will really destroy my life completely. I'll be.
Yes.
And in some cases, the people are assigned to the asylum.
Yeah, and you can be sent to the asylum
Asylum.
because.
Uh, Split personality, schizophrenia.
Yeah, shall we?
Yeah, the spilled memory patterns could be thousands of years old or more when dress, customs, language, etc. in that age were so different. The individual seeing in the mind's eye some weird pictures and not understanding what they signify because these memory patterns are not consciously or carefully filed, which is itself a scientific process, is confused, frightened, and dismayed.
Yeah. So if our memory patterns were to open up, we would get mad this very moment because it is not the whole filing process is wrong, right? It is a deranged kind of process.
And whenever this flow stops, the individual behaves normally again. So both the individual and those around are at a total loss to understand the resulting behavior, which is very strange and sudden. However ancient be these patterns that are spilling into the mid channel, any person getting a series of pictures from section 3A or 3B will take them as real.
Yes, as real.
It's that multiple personality disorder, we call it. I mean, in
I
the
have a video of one 11-year-old child. Right? I mean, that video is really something. You have the video in your video? Yeah. Yeah.
and sometimes it is more than 4, 5, 10. I don't know how many personalities
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
a person exhibit.
Within shock treatment, they are closing those valves.
So when you give shock treatment, then the brain rearranges into a pattern. But then again, it goes back to the old pattern after some time.
Much research and study is necessary for treatment of abnormal and subnormal behavior. Tranquilizers shut these doors or valves temporarily, and perhaps repeated doses often induce a tendency in the doors or valves to remain shut. But this way of shutting is accidental, uncertain, and rather unmethodical because the physician himself does not know this mechanism of doors and memory patterns in his own mind and is not aware as to what is actually happening. His prescription may or may not work.
He should have put a prescription over here. It would have been really helpful. Right.
In thinking, the incoming impulses that bring coded messages and the identical memory patterns of the present life that are spilled from section 3A reach the front brain. If, while this series is being worked on, another series activated as per the incoming impulses is spilled in from another door, also from section 3A, a normal person behaves normally but drifts in talk, in study, and in thinking. When a normal person is engaged on a particular subject and relevant memory patterns start spilling in, other doors may accidentally open in between. So, a different series of memory patterns will spill in, and the particular subject at hand will be forgotten, and the front brain computer, section 1, will work on the new series coming in as data, but even this may not last long, as another door may open and spill another series of memory patterns, so that the front brain computer will then work on this new series. This uncontrolled thinking is a very common occurrence, and it goes on and on in an ordinary average person. It happens because no conscious practices have been carried out to keep these doors shut or to open them when required. This control is scientific yoga.
Wow. So
Mm.
this happens all the
Beautiful.
time. This happens all the time.
He's talking about drifts here, I think.
Yeah, he's talking
Yeah.
about drifts.
Drift mechanism.
Drifts, interference of memory, drifts. It's talking about drifts over here. And I observe it all the time because I get up early in the morning to write notes. Then I feel I need to have some tea. Then I feel let me see a small video on YouTube. Then I come back to my notes, right? So I see this happening all the time.
These are drifts of the mind, and they are consequences of a natural happening. The incoming impulses are ceaseless. They pour in all the time at great speed and in great variety. They come in any haphazard manner and as haphazardly draw out identical memory patterns, and depending on such haphazard incoming of the impulses, the doors or valves open and shut continuously without rhyme or reason, as it may appear, without any method or control.
Yeah. Keta, one thing I'm this thing, many places he has what do you call where he should be writing thought form. He has said the continuation of incoming impulses.
Mm,
So this whole thing has to be redone,
mm.
right? After a certain point, it is not incoming impulses, it is thought forms. But
Thought
many
forms.
places he has written those 1 to 20 as also incoming impulses also.
Yeah.
So
There's different terminology that you're saying, right? Used
he
in
mixes
different,
up the terminology at times.
and in different chapters, in different places, the terminologies have been different.
Even in inner discipline, the brain diagrams sections numbers are also witnessed.
Yeah, that is there.
3 and 2 are interchangeable.
Yeah.
So, drifts of the mind is a common malady like the common cold and as difficult to keep out. But this is all because no attempt is made to study how the incoming impulses are to be taken in proper sequence and how the doors or valves of the memory patterns be allowed to open and close as required.
I think we'll stop here. Right. Right. We'll read this next time and I'll try to make some sense out of it. Right. Major General Saab, if you, what do you call, have anything to add, you can contact me. We'll try and make something out of this.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. I definitely will, sir.
So what I'll do is in next few days, I'll try to rewrite it and then I'll send one copy to you. Then you
I'll
can
be grateful. Thank you so much, sir.
give me your
Thank you.
thoughts on what you this thing. Yeah.
Thank you.
One question. He's saying no attempt is made to study how the incoming impulses are to be taken in proper sequence. So
Yeah.
is that like what could this proper
248
sequence
and
be?
5221. We take them in 248. And
Oh, so you're saying incoming impulses in the registration
that is what
area.
I'm trying to say. He is now taken the
Hmm.
incoming impulses right up to the registration area.
Okay, okay.
So he's and like he used to tell me all my only effort is to confuse you more. So
Hmm. Okay.
right. So we'll stop here. Yeah. Any question? Anyone else? Yeah, Hindi.
Yes, I had a few questions from the inner discipline.
Right.
Keto, may I please share my screen because I've marked the
Yes,
PDF.
please. You should be able to share.
You see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was reading this chapter on sleep, and here he has divided the hours of sleep into 6 different parts. And for the parts 5 and 6, he says that it's highly damaging. It damages the nerve tissue. So, what kind of damage are we talking about, and which nervous tissues?
These are the what do you call when we have those bad dreams at night. Bad dreams. So uh, the first sleep at night, the first 45 minutes of what do you call deep sleep are intense and building, very intense, invigorating, whatever you want to call it. Right? Then the sleep starts getting into a medium kind of sleep. And in that, once the dreams start, most of these dreams are wasteful, but some of those dreams can be very bad dreams and could leave a kind of mood for the whole day. Where is it gone? Right.
No, so the next, what he showed is that he has also mentioned what time of the day this type of sleep comes.
Just
So,
show that.
Yes, here.
Yeah.
This is the table.
Uh,
If you sleep,
if you're sleeping at 11 to 5,
that is
this is the table. So 11 to 12 or so, or further on, you get deep and invigorating sleep. But if you sleep earlier, then the sleep is bad. And if you sleep after 5 o'clock, then the sleep is bad. That is the other timing. So 11 to 5 is good invigorating sleep according to him. Right.
Okay.
Right. So if you see the timings, before 11 is bad and after after 5 is bad.
Yes.
This is out of which book you are referring down, ma'am?
This is his
Uh,
first. Actually, originally the purpose of death, purpose of birth and death was in 3 parts.
Okay.
One which we are reading is part 3.
Okay.
Part 1, then we renamed after he left as the inner discipline.
So.
And the part 2 is what do you call? It is a connection between part 1 and part 3, but a lot of that is on resultant intensities, and he's also taken intensities of the planets and the intensities of certain groups of stars and all that, and how they affect us. So that is
So.
part. So originally he always referred it to it as a purpose of birth and death 1, 2, and 3. But then 2 is a very difficult book to read, so we haven't really brought it out as such. Right.
So.
But 1 has been published and 3 has been published, and 1 has been published as the inner discipline.
So.
Right. So actually, I'm at fault. I changed the name from part 1 to after he left the body to the inner discipline, the part 1. Right.
So.
So you can blame me for that.
Sir,
and is very apt.
seeing this thing, the sleep pattern,
Right.
If I correlate my, I mean, pardon me, I'll give you my little personal thing. What is happening to me is, it started on its own. I don't know how, but I generally get up twice at night for meditation, sir. One, automatically, somewhere around 12 or something, I get up for around 45 minutes to maybe an hour or so. And then that sleep automatically comes out at around 3 or 4 in the morning, which is again there for 45 minutes to an hour.
Mhm.
And I used to wonder, because I'm not getting the sleep, because I also read through all this and think. But frankly, it's been now good about 5 years, 7 years. This has not affected me. And rather, I've got this little watch in which it measures the sleep pattern. Rather, I find my sleep pattern has been as per the watch, because REM, deep sleep, and light, they have got a ratio which they give it out. So they say that deep sleep should be around 50 odd percent. Sorry, light sleep around 50%. Deep sleep should be around 25 to 30%. And REM sleep should be around 19 to 20%. But that ratio is coming in my sleep, which is coming. So here, actually, it is written differently. And what is there, it's a little different there. So I'll request, sir, if you can just guide me on this later too, also.
Yeah. I mean, what he has written is according to, you see, like, what do you call, we have Nadis, Ida and Pingla,
Sir,
right? So the earth also has Nadis. So there is a circulation of prana in the earth, right? From north to south and south to north.
so,
So in the day it is north to south. And in the night it is south to north. Right?
so,
Again, it will be different in the southern and northern hemispheres again.
oh, okay, okay.
Right? So what rules he has made on sleep is related to the passage of prana in the earth. So
Okay, that's
can
very
you
interesting.
understand? So then again there is one more circulation of prana in the earth, which starts with the rise of the sun and the setting of the sun. That again is a north to south circulation, because sun does not just give the light which we see, it also gives prana.
Prana, yes.
And then there's an east and west circulation, which he calls as the Ida Pingla of the earth. Right?
Okay,
So there's an east and west circulation, and that east and west circulation happens according to the moon and planets. Right? And
that's
in all
interesting.
that, he has made these rules, because so he's just now it's very difficult for us to comment on what he has done, because, right? So, but take the normal idea is how much of rest are you extracting from your sleep?
So,
Some person may be sleeping 10 hours and extracting 1 hour of rest, and some people may be sleeping 5 hours and extracting three hours of good rest out of 5 hours.
yes. You're right, sir. Absolutely.
We'll take it at that, but one day I'll sit and I'll take the whole circulation of prana in the earth. It's very, very interesting,
Yes,
right? Because
absolutely.
there's a circulation of prana in the body, which happens through Sushumna, that is north to south, the sun. And there is one which happens Ida Pingla, which is the west and east circulation, which happens according to the moon and planets.
Yeah.
So we copy the earth in that sense. So us being a mini field of the earth, he has given these rules of sleep and all that according to that.
Very interesting. Very great, sir.
Right. Okay. Right. I will stop here. We'll stop.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.